Hello and welcome to This Week in Android Development for June 17, 2013. My name is Reto Meyer. If it feels like it's been more than a week since the last week in Android development, you can blame these three troublemakers who flew in from the UK for Google I/O. Between keeping them out of trouble and preparing over 30 technical sessions for the conference, our team has had its hands full. We've shipped them safely back to London and also made the I/O session videos available for you to watch in the comfort of your own home. One of the biggest announcements at I/O 13 was Android Studio. To help make the Android tools the best tools, the Tools team have created an Android developer tools community on Google+. Join us to talk tools with the Tools team. Of course, it wouldn't be Google I/O without the I/O app, and the Android Design in Action team have performed a full teardown showing how it was put together on last week's show. They also dove into building sharing into your app and creating immersive full-screen UIs. For all the Chet Haas fans out there, we've got more Chet Bites. Last week's episode explored animating list view deletion. Chet will be joining us in the hot seat later this week for the first episode of Dev Bites Backstage. He'll be joining us to answer all your animation questions, so send them in or join us live on Thursday via our Hangout. Not to be outdone, Nick and Roman will be answering your design questions this Friday. Last week, the App Clinic team had the pleasure of joining the Oslo Google Developers Group for our second GDG App Clinic. Oslo is beautiful this time of year, or so they told us when we connected over Hangouts. Keep an eye out for the video this Wednesday. Also last week we tried our hand at teaching people Android in person, hosting our annual Android camp for 30 of the brightest sophomores and juniors from some of the top universities in the country. We'll be taking the show over the pond in August to teach Android to some of the brightest students not in this country. We'll also be making these instructor-led training materials available for download, so the same quality Android education will soon be available to everyone, including mediocre students at below-average universities. In the meantime, we're publishing plenty of great learning material on developer.android.com, such as the last week's release of the Purchase Status API Guide. It was a big week in app releases too, with BBC Weather launching and quickly rocketing to the top of the Google Play UK charts. It's a beautiful, pure Android app, so it's no surprise to see it do well. It is currently available only to users in the UK, but the team is hard at work adding support for forecasts that aren't cloudy with a chance of rain. Developers using Google Play game services have also been hard at work, with Joule 2 becoming the first cross-platform game to use these new services. That means you can compare your Joule matching skills with friends using all manner of internet-connected rounded corner rectangular devices. OneTap Hero also launched an upgrade this week that saw it integrate leaderboards, while What's This launched support for Google Plus sign-in, leaderboards, and achievements. Coming up in Android Developers Live this week, we've got a new BizDev bite from Shazia, who's introducing Google Play for Education and explaining how you can get involved. This week's App Clinic will feature GDG Vilnius from Lithuania. There's nearly twice as many mobile phones in Lithuania as there are people, so it's no surprise to see these guys are passionate about Android development. You can track all of the upcoming Android Developers Live shows at developers.google.com/live/Android. That's all for this week in Android development for June 17, 2013. Join us for this week's Android Developers Live broadcast. And remember, we're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to code Android.